Hello, everyone. Welcome to the STEMpowered Women Podcast. I'm your host, Brittany AJ Miriki, the founder of Sistas in STEM. I forgot my intro. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've done this. Oh, wow. You guys, I cannot believe that the last video I recorded was just before Thanksgiving of last year. Like, what? What have I been doing? Why did it take so long for me to get back to recording for you guys? You know, I think I needed to take that step back. I think I needed that moment to recharge. But before I get carried away, let me just let you know. And I want to do it right this time, so I'm going to read it. Sistas in STEM is a multimedia platform aimed toward empowering women of color in their daily lives and their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math. I created this podcast to showcase empowered women, STEMpowered women. And this is the STEMpowered Women Podcast, you guys. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I messed up the intro. But like I was saying, I needed that moment to recharge. It's been a whirlwind because before I told you guys, I left my job where I was doing design engineering and transitioned into a role where I'm now doing sales engineering, which is customer-based, client-based, and I work with a multitude of different people, but all from home, of course. And that was something I wasn't doing before the pandemic hit and swept us all off our feet. I'm over here just Dorothy, just going around in a little twister. Okay, so I needed to take a moment for myself. I tried to record some episodes. I put a few out for you guys before. I didn't put out all of them because I had some bangers in there, you guys. Oh my goodness. And I didn't have it in me to just go through and do all the editing that was required. I wasn't there thinking that this is something that is going to benefit others. This is something that will help them and push them forward into their goals, because who's pursuing their goals right now with all the craziness going on? And then as things start opening up, the first thing you think about isn't, oh, let me sit behind a computer and figure out how to edit these videos and figure out how to do XYZ in order to make this successful. Consistency is key. And honey, I did not and probably still do not have it, but I'm working on it. It's something that I need to continue to progress with so that way I can figure out what my cadence is so I can become more consistent and provide better content for you guys. And not just content, but because I have so many ideas and I have that little voice inside of me that will hold me back from actually acting on them. But I got to stop that. I really, really need to stop that. And this is all full transparency because these are just little talks that I'll have with myself, but since it's a solo episode and nobody else is around except for my little puppy, I'm talking to myself right now, okay? But I'm really talking to all of y'all. I'm talking to y'all. Okay, don't mind me being silly. I gotta get that little voice out of my head that is just stopping me from acting on the things that I know will be amazing or that I know could actually help someone else. Respond to the email of the person who is actively trying to get in touch with you because they have a great opportunity that will work well with you and the goals you've set before yourself. Why is it that you're just letting it linger there? Because you want to doubt yourself and not go forward down that path? Am I talking to you or am I talking to myself? I'm talking to myself, but I could be talking to you too. I most definitely could be talking to you too. Stop listening to that little voice and listen to the much bigger voice that is out there telling you that you are going to succeed and thrive. There's so much in there. There's so much in you and in your future that is going to guide you down an amazing path, okay? You guys, it's definitely taking me a minute. And with everything being so busy with work, because not only did I start that new job at the end of 2019, December 2019. Now I've rolled off of that program where it was teaching me how to do the role. They gave me my own customers just after, 5-6 months of being in the field, shadowing people, but shadowing people only on Zoom. And then once I got my own customers, I literally just had to learn everything like a fire was just being thrown straight at me. I was walking through that fire and not knowing exactly what the heck I was talking about, but playing it off with the customers and going in the background asking a lot of my colleagues, like, okay, what does this mean? What is that? What is this? What is that? And I'm still doing it. But that's just a part of learning and growing and figuring out any job that you're going to be in, because you're not expected to know everything. And I appreciate it when jobs give you the grace to be able to grow on your own and not feel that you need to come in being that person, knowing everything straight from the bat. You have something that you bring to the table. And a lot of times they want that piece of it. They don't expect you to know all this and all that. The piece that you bring to the table is what is going to allow you to add value to that team. So since starting back in December 2019, I've rolled off of that program, and now I've basically, I like to downplay my own achievements. I don't even think I really said this anywhere, like bragging about it, but I got a promotion. I'm no longer associate systems engineer level 2. I'm now systems engineer, which doesn't sound like much, but you take off the associate and boom, you get a pay bump. It's been definitely rewarding, and it's still confusing, and I'm trying to figure out how in the world did I get here, because the world has just been such a whirlwind, like I've said. But it's felt good. It's definitely felt good, because I know that I'm grasping things in a whole new way that I didn't before. And I appreciate the growth that I've been pushing myself to do, because I had to get certifications, additional certifications. I think I mentioned to you guys that I had to get a certification during my boot camp, but I had to get another certification at a higher specialist level in order to roll off of the program I was in and into the higher level of the role now. And that was no easy feat, because I took that test twice, y'all. Twice. And I missed it by one question the first time. Have y'all missed something by one question before? It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's not fun. You feel like you are defeated, because I already was worried about the test, and the fact that I was that close to finishing. Oh, let me tell you the story. Okay. Can I break this down for you? So since we're in COVID, yeah, some people like to say, oh, back when the pandemic happened. No, we're still in a pandemic. I took my test online here at home, but in order to proctor the exam, they will they make sure you have your microphone on, they make sure you have your video camera on, and they watch you the whole time you're taking the test. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm a fidgeter. I will move, I will talk, I will try to mouth out the problem so that way I can picture them in the airspace in front of me and act like I'm some sort of crazy mathematician just figuring out all the problems that are right in front of me. And they were not having it with this virtual exam, because they said, stop moving. Oh, you looked down for a second. What are you doing? They literally called me through my computer saying, you looked down. We will cancel your exam if you do that anymore. This one chick, I literally had to go off on her through the camera, because they kept switching up proctors. They didn't want to have just one proctor there the entire time. I don't know why, but that's just how they did it. This one chick who was my proctor, she was different from all the other ones, because I'm staring into blank space and over over the view of my camera, and just, but still kind of looking like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking straight ahead and trying to picture everything in my head. I've already taken pictures of my space, so y'all know there's nothing directly in front of me. This chick was getting on my last nerve. On my last nerve. She kept telling me to stop looking in different directions, look straight at the computer, do this, do that, do blah blah blah. I'm like, lady, I am literally trying to focus on this exam and you are ruining my concentration. How am I supposed to get this done? Nobody else has told me to do this except for you. So I'm not changing anything that I'm doing. You're the person who is out of line here. I need you to switch me to a new proctor because I cannot handle this anymore. I only have one question left in my exam. And if you cannot handle being my proctor, then that's your problem. I said all of that just out loud because I know good and well she could hear me, because she called me and she just said, you need to stop doing what you're doing. And I'm like, what am I doing besides taking an exam here, failing this exam here because you won't let me focus? I'm over here. I know these answers. I know these answers, woman. Just leave me alone. Let me picture it on the wall in front of me, because I don't have a window I can stare out of because I'm just in my office. Now, you know good and well, if I was in person, I would have been able to stare at any part of that room, especially straight in front of me. But they're just so paranoid because we're on camera, virtually, over the internet. Oh, my goodness. Honey, I feel for all the college students who are listening to this. I feel for you. I feel for you. Oh, honey, I feel for you. I don't know how you have been getting through school, especially if you have to take these exams just online. I pray that none of these people have been terrible to you the same way that they were terrible to me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I went off, told my boss all about it, and he was so concerned, and he felt good about me still taking it again because he knew I knew the material. He knew I had been beasting it on the job already. I just needed to pass it in test mode. And I'm not a test taker. I told y'all this when it came to the last exam that I had to take during boot camp. I do not do tests. It's too much. It's too much. It is way too much. And I got over it. I got through it. I passed it. That's what's important, is the fact that I passed the exam and got the promotion. The promotion was teetering on the exam, y'all. It was necessary. It was oh so very necessary. But enough about that story. I took that moment to recharge, and as the world started opening back up again, and of course, you know me, I said I was in the house all day, every day. I was not out here in these streets. Of course, I did it safely. I am not going to talk about any safety precautions because I'm not your doctor. And you guys can go talk to whoever it is. But I did what I felt would be safe for me, which included a vaccine. And I eased my way back out into public. And I wanted to enjoy myself a little bit more than I had, and being stuck behind a computer editing stuff is not part of it, okay? I had already spent all that time watching TV. And the reason why I didn't spend that time editing before is because I'm just like, well, what am I gonna do? Why would I spend my time editing when I could just focus on doing work and all that good stuff? Like, I was just being a couch potato. That's what I was doing. But I'm slowly but surely trying to get my same vigor and umph back to try to push forward and reach new heights, you guys. So I want to know, how do you recharge? What is it that you do? What is it that helps build you up so that way you can feel like yourself again? For me, I would say, well, okay, if I'm taking a break, like being a couch potato, I definitely like watching TV and watching all my favorite shows and movies. Those feel good to me. But being a social butterfly, I enjoy being able to go out and try restaurants again and hang out with just a few select people who I know who are safe. I like doing that, and traveling. That is number one on the list. And I got a chance to take two pretty big trips this year, and it made me feel so much better. Because before, just being cooped up and not knowing when the next time I'd be able to get on a plane and feel safe about it. Not saying that I ever feel safe, because honestly, truly, I was wearing masks on planes before all of this ever even went down. I just had some hospital masks in my purse, and I knew that people were always around me, and I felt real gross being next to them. So I put a mask on and would cover my face with a scarf and pretend like I was asleep and didn't have on a mask so nobody would know. But little did I know that that would be like the thing, like that would just be what our norm was. Now you got to get on a plane and wear it. Now, I haven't been jumping on planes and jet setting all the time like some people may be doing every weekend. I've only did those two trips, and hopefully I'll get a chance to, take maybe some small ones, car drives, short flights. But the two flights that I did were a little bit longer. And just being able to feel the sand under my feet and the warm water of the ocean, that made me feel recharged. So does travel fall on your list of helping you feel recharged? Because there's nothing else like it for me. It really isn't. Like, you feel like you've been to one beach, you've been to a mall, but when you can just take in an area and a new location just to breathe it in and immerse yourself in it for that moment, it sticks in your memory so much. And it's really all about the memories, the ones that will be lasting for you for many years, and hopefully for a lifetime. Like I right now, I'm just thinking about when I was in the warm water in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, and just staring out at how pristine the sky was and the beautiful landscape that they had, because they have so many mountains there. And it was just crazy to just look to one side and see endless ocean and look to the other and just see mountains. That makes me feel good. And that trip was just a few weeks ago. So maybe that, along with the ripple effect of good things that have happened since then, have made me feel good enough to actually come back out and talk to you guys. I hope that you have something that allows you to feel full again, so that way you're able to continue to push forward towards your goals. Because as I've said before, I'm still flushing out what the goals are for my career overall, but I want to continue to actively push toward it, because you never know what things you may be doing that catch the eye of someone else and will allow you to get that much closer. You really just don't know how all of these pieces fit into the puzzle. Just picture them being blank white pieces of the puzzle, and somehow they all go together, but there's no way to really figure it all out until the shape is all together. And that's how I view my life right now. I'm just viewing it as an unfinished puzzle, which I still have an unfinished puzzle on my table from, probably, is it last year? Oh my gosh, my auntie gave us that puzzle for Christmas. And I've had it ever since. Oh goodness, why is that still unfinished on my table right now? I should take that puzzle down. I really should. Okay, I don't want to ramble. I'm going to edit the videos. I'm going to give you guys amazing things so you can consume in what? Is it considered a new season if you didn't finish the last season? I don't really know. Maybe we'll consider that a short season and call this season 3, or call it season 2.5. I don't know. But I'm going to take it slow. That's what I'm going to tell myself. I'm not going to feel pressured to push so much content out to you guys so quickly just to keep up with the speed of social media. I'm going to keep on pace with what works best for me and what I want for my personal life. Because not only am I going to balance Sistas and STEM's social media this time, I'm going to try to amp up my own too. Because as I've been going out and doing different things, I find I find the creative side a little bit fun. So I've been taking awesome pictures and vlogging about different things. And I'm like, all right, what if I actually started my own little YouTube, like for my personal self? Like, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. If you go and search Brittany A. Joy, then you just might find a few things, because that's my personal Instagram name. And I believe that's what I'm going to name the YouTube channel as well. You're probably thinking, why would she go ahead and do that when she just told us that she got overwhelmed with just one channel? Well, I want to do some fun stuff. And if I feel like capturing the moment and letting people in on a part of the life, then boom, sure. I think editing will be the hardest part for me, because it's fun to record and just, say silly things all the time, but going back and editing the stuff and making sure it's readily available for you, oh my gosh. Ugh, no one has time for that. I'm gonna work on it. Or I'm gonna just find myself an editor, okay? Because if you know someone, holla at me. So a few more things on getting recharged. I want to make sure that you guys are setting off on the rest of this year in a good mental state, physical state. Go out there and, get some exercise in, eat some good food. I'm not the healthiest eater, but I don't eat terrible either. But just fill your body with things that will make you feel good overall. Go and make a list of what you want to accomplish, and don't add any tally marks for feeling like you haven't accomplished it. Go and see how you can get there. I want to break this down a little bit better. Think of the different things you've done that have allowed you to get closer and closer to that goal. And even if it just seems completely obscure and not like something that's even related to that goal, it just might be. So just go through and list out all of those things that you've done. And don't discount yourself because you've made some mistakes or because you have taken a break. Like for me, I'm thinking, I want to hold myself accountable for the fact that, I took a break. I put my stuff on hold for so long. I haven't posted on social media for so long. I know that these people have been soaking up so many other social media pages that's not a strike against me. If somebody wants to look at what I'm putting out there into the world, then they will. It doesn't matter when or how. And yes, it does matter. Of course it does matter because of all the metrics and blah, blah, blah. But what I'm trying to say is that if somebody wants to be moved by what I'm putting out there, then they will be moved by it. And I need to make sure I reassure myself in that and not strike myself back for not keeping that consistency. It's going to be okay. I'm telling that to myself and I'm telling that to you. It's going to be okay. Don't strike off any of the marks that you have as you're trying to get towards that goal. Take a break. Take that step back just like I did. You don't need to look at TikTok and Instagram and Facebook all the time. I didn't even get on TikTok. I may just so I can figure out what the trends are and stuff, but I have not had an interest in doing it because when I know when that app first originated, it was for the babies. Why are old people on it now? They didn't change anything. I haven't clicked with it just yet, but you don't need to be on it all the time. You do not. You don't need to sit there and get lost in the scroll and get lost in that rabbit hole of what is social media, because there's a lot of negative things out there and you don't want to let that mess with your own mentality. Now, if you find something that is positive and allows you to help build yourself up and help you find your tribe, then dig deeper into that, because things that will allow you to find your support system and help you find what will help you thrive, that is where you need to put more of your energy, rather than with places where you will see people faking being happy and faking being successful and allow that to mess with you. Take that break, take that breather, do some meditation, do some prayer, just take a break for yourself so you can get to know yourself. And I think that is also what has been happening this past year. I even talked to a therapist for just a little bit of time, because when your job has the EAP and you want to get the best out of those free therapy sessions, take advantage of it. Talk to your job. They have it, because especially with everybody being cooped up in the house, we need people to talk to. So I'm sure that they have an employee assistance program that will allow you to talk to a therapist so you can flush out anything that's in your mind that you fully don't understand and get to a closer place within yourself. As you take all those breaks and such, I want to make sure you still have fun. I want to make sure that you're going and enjoying yourself and just fulfilling yourself within the moment. Live in the moment. Don't live for the moment, but live in the moment, okay? I don't want to feel like I'm preaching to you. I don't. I really, really don't. This is just supposed to be, just a short little uplifting moment as we jump back into the season, because it's going to be great. And I am going to love talking to amazing women again, because y'all are always out there killing it. I know there are some amazing ones out there that you just can't wait to hear from. So if there's somebody you know of, send them my way. Send over those beautiful Black women who are just thriving in their field. And as always, I want you to follow the Sistas in STEM on social media, and you can follow me at Brittany A. Joy, and make sure you check out our website, sistasinSTEM.org. This has been an amazing time talking to you, sisters. I love you. I miss you. Make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast channel or on YouTube, because you'll see me and all of my facial expressions as I'm saying all this craziness to y'all. So subscribe to the channel. Y'all know I messed it up on the outro, right? Remember, sis, you are an empowered woman, a STEMpowered woman. You've got this. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.